Hello, you're here for another episode of Coffee and a Side of Tea. Cheers, everybody. I'm here with
Ines, program consultant at Yes.
amazing. So, Inez, um, how are you and your family during this quarantine?
We're doing pretty good, or I mean, as good as one can during all of this. I'm still up in Humboldt, so my family is all together back in the Bay Area, so that's kind of the downside to it is my siblings get to be together, and I'm like, wait for me. But I'll be heading down pretty soon. But
Nice.
we're doing good. Everyone's healthy and stuff, so that's
That's
definitely a
really
blessing.
great to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be tricky, but yeah.
So what are you doing to pass the time up in Humboldt during this quarantine?
Um, I've just been trying to keep myself busy. Sometimes I've been finding that I feel like my workload and schoolwork load has increased a lot. So I feel like usually from like 9 to 5, I'm still doing either work or school stuff anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely like to take breaks and I like to paint, so sometimes I'll paint. I have knitting stuff, so I'll take a break and knit sometimes. Or sometimes I'll just like lay down and watch YouTube videos or Netflix for a good hour and just really let my
Yep.
mind forget about everything. I think that's important nowadays.
Yeah, a little bit of escape once in a while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but would you mind telling us a little bit of your daily routine?
Yeah. Well, I'm a morning person, so I'm usually up around 7. But with
Wow.
that being said, yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's even before 7, but with that being said, I could wake up early and I'll still choose to like lay in bed for a really long time.
There
Or
you go.
sometimes I will just get up and like just start getting my stuff down. But a typical morning is I get up at 7 and then I've been trying to like find ways to release stress. And so one of the ways I've been doing that is like working out. So I'll usually start my days off with a morning workout and then I'll just go to breakfast. And then after breakfast, I really have to sit down and focus on whatever it is that needs to get done on a certain day. And just kind of throughout the day, just taking little snack breaks or breaks in general and stuff. Yeah, and that keeps me busy up until like I try to cut my school and work time off at like 6, or else then I'm
Hmm.
just gonna spend all night working on stuff, and that would be a no
Yeah.
bueno. Yeah,
Yeah, that would not be good for anyone's
yeah,
mental health. They just 24/7 just working.
right, yeah,
Also important to remember what I've been told a lot, and I'm trying to spread the word also. Give yourself a break. Um, we should
yeah,
all be like decreasing our standards on how much work our work productivity, because it's just
mhm,
some hard times and it's a weird
oh
transition to being
yeah,
everything online. So anyone
mhm,
who's not being as productive as they used to be, like me, it's okay. All right, had a
true.
little freeze. That was a little weird, but it's all good.
Technology, right? You gotta love it.
Yep, Zoom's been acting up on me today. Usually it's not a problem. I haven't had any problems with today. It's just weird. First, it doesn't want to recognize me as the meeting host, so I
Oh
couldn't even get onto the
yeah,
meeting I made for us. I had to make a
yeah.
new one. That was weird.
It's like Zoom has a mind of its own sometimes.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Don't forget, I'm the boss. So tell me a little more about what your role is at HSU.
Yeah, so I'm a program consultant at the Youth Educational Services, or as many folks know it, YES or the YES House. And my role just kind of consists of being a source of support and offering all of my experience and resources to the current directors of programs. And within that, my job also consists of planning a 3 long director training retreat, which happens right before the fall semester begins and right before the spring semester begins, and that's where
Hmm.
we give everyone their trainings, and then we facilitate and plan our Monday night classes, which are a continuation of those trainings.
Yeah.
And we do monthly check-ins with directors too, just to make sure that everything they're doing is, or everything with the program is running smoothly. If they're facing any issues in the program or any kind of conflict, we'll usually try to problem solve them together and stuff like that.
Nice. Like good mediation.
Yeah, definitely.
What does your role look like during the quarantine? Is it any different from being in person?
Yeah, kind of. Now we're not able, or programs aren't able to go out into the community and have that face-to-face engagement with their participants. So
Right.
I feel like lately, something that we've all just been trying to focus on is to continue that community building spirit, even though through the virtual Zoom meetings that programs are having or the virtual workshops that people are doing. But it's also just finding a way, like when we first started back up, we took on making the workshops for programs, so
Hmm.
that when directors came back from spring break, they would have kind of a week to learn how to utilize Canvas to the best of their ability, and all of that. And so we helped them. We kind of had to give them a little training on how to use Canvas, how to make announcements, discussions, and all of that. And then we led a workshop with volunteers on just kind of the change in the expectations to pass the 1 unit course, because there's a 1 unit course that's attached to yes. So we've just been kind of, we've had to reassess the director responsibilities and what we're asking from our volunteers.
Yeah.
Um, we also kind of have to start thinking or looking into the future. So if we're going to be virtual next fall too, we have to look at what our Monday night classes are going to be looking like, what our
Yeah.
retreat would look like, and also what recruitment will look like if we have to do that virtually. So it's definitely a lot of planning that's going on right now for the future.
Yeah. I talked a little bit with Samantha, who's also from the Yes House,
Yeah.
and she told me a little bit about the retreats. And I've heard from other people about the Yes retreats being really cool and exciting. So it's a real shame that there's a chance that it might not be in person anymore. But hey, if you can find a nice alternative online, no complaints, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, whatever we can do to just keep the spirit alive, I think it'll definitely motivate folks to want to continue to.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
moving forward, on the note of the good, happy, positive, motivational vibes, is there anything you'd like to share with our HSU community online to keep them happy?
Yeah, I would say just, I think you kind of mentioned this earlier, the importance of just taking breaks. And I think, because I know there are times where like I'll have some Zoom classes that are like 2 hours long, and
Hmm.
sometimes I just push the mute button, turn off the camera, and I just have to take a quick little break and be like, you know what, like it's gonna be fine. I can go grab a snack. Sometimes I'll go like step outside or something, but I think it's just important to like, like it is okay to take a break. I feel like
Yeah,
there is kind of this mentality, since we're all like school is online, that's like, oh, I kind of have to still stick to the schedule. But like it's okay if you're overwhelmed to just take a step back and like do it. I guess what I'm trying to say is do what you need to do for yourself. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, perfect words. That was
Yeah,
great.
put yourself first now more than ever.
Yep. And I've also been interviewing a couple of teachers once in a while, and they've also been saying the same thing, so that people don't think it's just us students being like, "Oh no, it's all so chaotic." Teachers are also saying, "Yes, give yourself a break if you need it. If you need help, just let us know. Teachers
Mhm.
are here to help. They're not just monsters giving us
Yes.
a homework assignments."
Yeah, I think the HSU faculty and staff have been so extremely supportive, and professors are so understanding of everyone. Everyone's going through it differently, everyone's handling it differently. So, yeah, I would say if you find yourself like really stressed out over an assignment, like talk to your professors. They're more than welcome to give you an extension or whatever they can do to help you. So, I definitely just reach
Exactly.
out.
Yes. Couldn't have said it better myself. Moving on. So Zoom is a very big thing now. You use it for everything. What's your experience with Zoom been like so far?
It's been interesting. I don't necessarily know where I stand with Zoom. Like I like it, but sometimes I'm just like, but I think that's just because some of the Zoom meetings that I'm in are like a little too long.
Yeah.
And I just get easily like distracted or I zone out a little more, and then I'm like, why? But
Yep.
it's been going pretty good. I think the only downside is that like I'll frequently have like unstable connection and stuff like that. So I can be in the middle of a staff meeting or in the middle of the classroom, and then like everyone will just freeze, and then I'm just kind of like, oh, what am I missing out on? That's kind of the
Dang.
downside of it. But other than that, it's been going pretty good.
That's good. That's good. So have you had any silly or funny moments using Zoom?
Um, Definitely some funny moments when you put on the gallery view and you can see everyone, and it'll be really funny when someone's like dog will just like jump in, and then they're like, no, no, no. You can like them trying to like, no, like I'm in a class and stuff like that. Like that's always really funny to me. And then with our staff meetings, we try to end on a really fun note. We've had a lot of discussions of just kind of like or check-ins with each other, and I think everyone's definitely feeling a lot of stress and feeling overwhelmed. So something we started was we recreated or we put a little twist to MTV Cribs. And it's
Yep.
just really funny because some folks will get really into it and they'll do the whole thing where they'll put their laptop outside and then like open the front door and be like, oh, hey, MTV Cribs. So it's really cool. The lightheartedness it really helps.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
We need a lot more of that in our classes, I think.
Yeah, right.
um, so you came to HSU mostly as a student. So it's gonna be a two-part question. Why did you choose to come to HSU as a student, and then why did you choose to work at Yes House?
I chose to come to HSU when I first like filled out college applications. I was really set on forestry as my major. And as I was looking into colleges that had really good forestry majors, like HSU was one of the top ones. And I was between HSU and a couple colleges down in SoCal, but I decided to tour HSU first. And I don't know how to explain it. I feel like for me at least, like the second I stepped onto the campus and the second we started going around and seeing things, I was like, yo, I think this is where I gotta be. And I've been here for 4 years now, and it's been some of the best 4 years of my life. It's
That's
just been a
so
really good
awesome.
learning experience up here. I've been having a good time, made really good friends, so it's definitely not a decision I regret for sure.
That's so great to hear, and I can relate 100% with that feeling. Like when you step on campus for the first time, it's like it kind of
Yeah.
hits you. It's like, wow, this is like where I got to go.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's so awesome. Well, I'm so
Yeah.
happy you got to go to your dream school without even knowing it was your
Yeah.
dream school beforehand.
Yeah.
But how things
Right?
work out.
Yeah.
And why did you choose Yes House?
I chose the Yes House. Well, I was first introduced to the Yes House by my career or my majors or departments thingy college, I guess. I think it goes by college. The College
Yeah.
of Arts and Humanities, the career and that advisor from at
Yeah.
he came to the intro to environmental studies. And
Mhm.
he was like, at some point, you guys are going to have to do an internship. The Yes House has this one program called environmental education. It'd be a really good way to kind of fulfill that part of the major. And I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like the program, they try to connect lower income.
Sorry, you kind of froze for a second.
Oh,
Can I have
okay.
you repeat your answer? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. So I was introduced to Yes by my academic and career advisor, and then I walked down there and joined the environmental education program. And that program just, they happened to be full because they had too many volunteers. So the director of the homelessness network program, Eliana, was there, and she was
Mhm.
like, "Well, if you'd like, you can join HomieNet." And I was like, "Sure, I'm totally down." And I went to the first meeting. I had to go through the screening process before I was able to go out and engage with their children participants.
Yeah.
But after my first engagement, I just fell in love with the connections that we were making with the kiddos, and just seeing them like smile and just putting or making them laugh was just super motivating for me. So I just kept going to the meetings, and by the time the end of the semester rolled around, they were looking for new directors. And I had never stepped into a leadership role up until then. So I was
Mhm.
just kind of like, I don't think that's for me. Like, I have no experience. And, just definitely making excuses as to why I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Yo, you've been super involved. Like, we think it could be a really good, like, next step for you." And I was just like, you know what? I think you're right. So I decided to apply to be an assistant director just because I wasn't able to make it to the Monday night classes. And
Mhm.
it was super awesome to see firsthand the impact that me and my volunteers were making. And I was really able to find my voice as a leader. And that was, I think, what always brought me back to Yes, because I've always been very, like, I'm someone who can't stand injustice or anything like that. And I
Yeah.
never really knew how to go about that. And it wasn't until I gained a lot of leadership experience with Yes, and I really learned about the importance of community building, that I was like, I think it set me on the right path. So I've just been in love with it since then. And I decided to be a program consultant because I genuinely love helping people like reach their leadership potential and just motivating them to be the best leaders that they can and stuff. So yeah, it's been a fun journey.
That's amazing. The one where I
Yeah.
actually described that all you just said right now was just wholesome. That was just a great story.
Thank
That
you.
was really impressive. I'm really glad you're able to find your voice, and that's just awesome. I
Yeah.
hope a lot more people are able to use Yes to like just
Yeah,
growing.
definitely. And I've gone really similar. I've heard very similar things from other people, so I definitely think it's if you because everyone at Yes is just really passionate about social justice and or environmental justice and just
Yeah,
trying to make the world a better place. And I think if you have an ache for that, I think you'll find your place at Yes too, or anyone too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's so awesome. So part of me is just still a person like, wow, that's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
But I'll go ahead and move on. Well, I'm at the last question already, and this is actually a series of questions of this or that speed round. So let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Dogs.
Superman or Batman?
Superman.
Coke or Pepsi?
Ooh, Coke. Coke.
Pineapple on pizza or no?
Yes. All the way.
Nice. Pen or pencil?
Pen.
What's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes.
Preference, book or TV?
Netflix.
There you go. What do you enjoy seeing more? A nice, clear, cloudy, sunny day, or a night sky?
Night sky.
Nice. Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Nice. Amazing you choose that quickly. That one took me a while to decide for myself.
I love them both equally, but I definitely would choose a taco over pizza, yes.
There you go. And last question, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Nice. All right.
Mhm.
Well, that's all the questions I have. Do you have anything you want to share or want to ask?
Um, well, just, I guess, how are you doing through all of this?
I'm good. Yeah, surviving.
Yeah, definitely. That seems to be the
The
vibe
general
that
mode.
everyone's kind of on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah, it's
glad you're
funny.
doing okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to hear that you're missing home when you're in Humboldt. When I'm kind of in the almost reverse, where I'm back home and I'm missing Humboldt
Oh.
on a similar time there. So it's
Oh,
really funny to hear that. I was like, oh wow, well I didn't think of it that way too.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been a pretty cloudy day today, so you're not
Oh,
missing. You're
too
missing
much.
some gray skies, but it can't be too bad.
Awesome. Well, I guess we're all done. Thank you so much for your time. It was
Yeah.
great talking to you. We'll be uploading this probably later today, so stay tuned.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. See you around.
Mhm.